We're back here at Lakewood Ranch, Florida, the 2023 USAFL National Championships Division III on the men's side as the Philadelphia Hawks take on the Chicago Swans. This is a virtual semifinal as the winner of this match goes to the Division III Grand Final a little bit later on today. Brian Barish alongside Ron Watt from the AFL Coaches Association and a former member of the Geelong Football Club. Good morning, Ron.
Morning, Brian. It's good to be here. Great morning.
Great to have you, mate. We'll get you in just a moment as the Philly Hawks kicking from left to right on your device of watching choice. And the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw. And how have you found the action so far, mate?
I love it. I've been to the Nationals 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And I think it keeps getting better.
It really does.
Yeah.
A little bit of a breeze here, and all of a sudden it's picked up, and the Hawks are kicking with the breeze right now. Going down to get it is a couple of the Hawks players. David Lamb in there watching for Philly. Chicago able to clear it off. Should mention that Philadelphia has a couple of players from the about half a dozen players or so, or 8, from the Virginia Lions. They're based in Richmond, Virginia. Big takedown by David Lamb. We just mentioned him. Ball up on the far side. Handball up over the top to Chris Goff. Goff with a big booming kick heading towards the goal. Did it carry? It carries across the face, and that's our first score of the game. Watch AFL scoreboard. Philadelphia 1, Chicago nothing.
Well, that breeze took the ball, didn't it? Carried it an extra 10 metres, I'd say.
It really did, and the guy who kicked the footy there, Chris Goff, 35, I think it was Chris Goff. I don't even know if he's – yeah, Chris Goff. He's 26, not 35. He usually wears 35. He is a former place kicker of Villanova University. He's an American who got into it, and he actually got into it. You're going to see a couple of guys, the Hinchin brothers.
Yes.
In fact, I was going to say what was one of them right there as the ball gets kicked around. Oh, good smother right in there. The ball is on the line, picked up right, literally right in front of us by Daniel Pasquarillo. Handballed by Goff into the middle. One hops in. And that is Rob Hinchin, who slaps the ball forward right into the hands, though, of one of the Chicago players. And now back the other direction. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be kicked in. Ball kept in by Philadelphia. Picking that one up there is the 16 for the Hawks. Handballs it back, and the ball tumbles out of bounds in front of John Hinchin, and the ball goes out of bounds once again.
Good contest so far. It's a good contest. There's plenty of quick handballs by the Chicago team, and they're going to have to do that running into the breeze. One
of the things I think you'll note, Ron, is that both of these teams do really go hard at the footy, especially Philadelphia. Their head coach, John Loring, who we may see out there, he is an old Scrabble, old school guy. He wears the long sleeves with the stripes. They really play in his image. And that's something I think that it's nice to see that throwback style, especially in today's game.
It's a hard contested carnival all over.
Ball goes in the middle of the ground once again, and the umpire blows. We'll have a ball up. Hawks winners of Division III in 2002, and then it was 16 years between drinks. 2018, won alongside Arizona in 2021. And trying to make it back to the grand final. I believe, if memory serves, it'll be their 10th grand final appearance. As the ball gets knocked down out of the ruck, one-on-one contest, goes through everybody. And a couple of the Swans players in there. Handball up over the top by Rob Hinchin, but right to the Swans. Kicks that one off the side of the foot. And we'll go one-on-one contest. The ball goes out of bounds, and again, good hard contested footy. Harry O'Kelly, one of the Virginia players in there, and Chicago having it. It feels like with this breeze, it doesn't seem like it's strong, but it tends to think that if the Swans can get it, it's almost like worth 2 against this breeze.
They're certainly carrying an extra 10 or 15 metres every time they get the ball. But the Swans have to really carry it. The Hawks have got the breeze, and they've got to take advantage of it this first half.
Ollie Dundabin for the Hawks with a good handball up in the middle of the ground. One-on-one contest. Ball goes to ground. Chicago trying to get it the heck out of there. 2-on-2 now. 2 red jumpers in. The Bloods trying to get it out. Here it is. There's John Hinchin off of one step. And it sails across the face for a behind. So watch AFL scoreboard. It's Philadelphia 2, Chicago no score. John Hinchin, we talk about, it's interesting to see that crossover. John Hinchin, a punter for Villanova as well, that crossover between AFL and NFL guys who can punt. It's a little bit different skill set, but it does really come in handy on a footy ground.
There's no doubt. There's a lot of guys who can't kick properly here, but the punters certainly have a great advantage, don't they?
Absolutely. Nice. Looks like in the back is going to be called. So It'll go to Philadelphia in the personage of number. So it was one of the Lions guys, and some of the numbers here are a little bit different from yesterday because they wore the Lions jumpers yesterday, and the ball's gone through. I'm surrounded by bodies. There's a lot of obstacles.
That's not a clear view here. But
no, it really isn't. But that's okay. Everybody who's in our way is supposed to be there, though. That's the thing between boundary umpires and the folks here with Gridiron Productions. As the ball comes spinning back into the arena, and again goes out towards the corner. One-on-one contest. Everybody's slipping and sliding across America. One of the things here is, I'm sure you play a lot of wet weather footy, but how often do you deal with like dew in the morning back home?
When you're in the kids teams, you deal with the dew, not as an adult, and it's a different concept, the dew, as opposed to a bit of rain.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice mark taken on the back line, and the Swans looking to where he needs to take. It looks like he took the mark right in front. He's got to get out from the behind post, and all sorts of play up in the air. Gets knocked out to the near side. And it's going to be a free kick. And we'll go the way of Chicago as he was holding the man. Good call by umpire Steve Arnott. Out to the near side. Now one's tapped out of bounds.
The Swans are doing a good job here to block things up. Keeping the ball under control as much as they can and using it short around the boundary.
Voice of Ron Watt, AFL coaches. The ball comes spinning back in the play once again. Glad to have Ron over here once again for this carnival. Couldn't claim it cleanly, could Rob Hinchin, but he slaloms through. He looks like Jean-Claude Keely for Jimmy Dean Sausages as the ball gets knocked down in the front now. Going to pick that one up. Handballs it across. Dunbabin is going to ski this one in. Clean bowls the man in front in... who is that? That's Alex Fitteru, and it's gone through again for another behind. So watch it.
Can you give me that tongue twister again?
Jean-Claude Keely for Jimmy Dean Sausages.
Excellent.
That's a Robin Williams thing. It's 3-0 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. And remember, footy fans, this game is brought to you by Nagila Candy Bars and Nagila Crackers. When hunger strikes, have a Nagila. As the ball gets come back the other way into the middle of the ground, and we have a whistle away from the play. And it will end up being a free kick and a 50.
50.
You can't be giving those away.
The Swans were great there, taking the ball across to a good option on the other side of the ground, and now they've got a 50, and they find themselves down across half forward, and the next kick inside 50 can lead to a shot on goal.
The one thing here it is, we'll call this inside 50, is this one goes in, and it's marked defensively. They didn't pay it. They get it out to the near side. This is Rob Hinchin, who's able to get that one free at 2 hops. 3 hops in the middle of the ground. Picked up on 1 hop by the Swans. Sent out into the pocket. It'll roll. It'll skip. It'll go out of bounds. We talk about the wind. The wind at this ground has been, all 3 years, has been really the third team. And it almost is like a cricket score where the team kicking with the wind almost sets a target, and then the team who kicks in that direction second is trying to beat it.
Yeah, it looks like the Swans have got one behind the ball here to give themselves a little bit of coverage in the back end. They're about to have a shot on goal here.
Ryan McGettigan was pinged for the push-off, and it is the number 2 here, which is Jory. They didn't give me any last names, so... I don't even know. I guess it's Jordan Elati, and we're going to guess that. The Chicago spreadsheet was not filled in, and all they gave me was first names. And they'll have a chance for goal here.
Oh, this will be quite interesting. Halfway through the first half, they could be in front against the Breeze.
So it'll be a... it'll be from 45-degree angle. The kick is on the way.
Deliberate, yeah.
It is dead center perfect, and the Swans have hit the front. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, Chicago 6, Philadelphia 3. Chicago 1 straight 6, and the Philadelphia Hawks 3. And it's ill-disciplined in that, and it comes back and bites them in the rear.
Absolutely it does. I have noticed, though, compared to 8 or 9 years ago, there is a lot more discipline in general. There's a lot more class about how people play the game. So people have obviously grown with it and are really accustomed to it now. Well,
that's especially here, that's been a point of I think emphasis, not just with the Umpires Association but with the league.
Yes.
A crackdown on unsporting behavior, we'll say. And we saw an instance yesterday. We'll call this here as the ball goes inside.
Oh,
nice
nice.
sliding
Yeah.
mark by Alex Fitteru. My goodness. And that's the thing. That's an American who took that mark. It's not just the Aussies who can take those spectacular marks. That's an
I
American.
think he slipped over and it fell on his chest. Surely.
You say potato, I say potato.
That was a great mark.
That was a great mark. So Fitteru, who was with the team when they won in 2018 and 2021.
Nice. Yeah.
And it is dead center perfect goal to Alex Fitteru, and the Philadelphia Hawks hit right back. Watch AFL scoreboard. Philadelphia 1-3-9. Chicago 1 straight 6. 9-6 Philadelphia.
Now, I've always found you very impartial, but have you got a favourite team?
You mean in the USAFL or just in general?
USAFL.
Well, I did play for the Philadelphia Hawks. I played 61 games for them.
Did you play in any premierships?
I was on the sideline when we came second to Sacramento in 2014.
So that means no.
No.
Okay.
No. Now they did give me a premiership medal in 2018.
Yep.
And the reason being because I protested lately. I said I didn't play. I don't deserve it because like the AFL, they don't give anybody else a medal. But remember, the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl that year.
Yes.
Their announcer, they gave him a Super Bowl ring, so that was the reasoning. They said Merrill Reese got a Super Bowl ring. You get a medal. We have a man down for Chicago here.
I've never seen Bruce McAvaney get a medal.
No, but I don't think he played for anybody.
Okay. All right, now it's making sense.
Yeah. Well, they were kind enough to say, well, you're still part of the team, and I do still volunteer for and come out every once in a while. But look, I mean, listen, I just want to see a good match, you know.
Yeah, we've got an injury here
Yep.
at centre bounce. One of the Swans players is down. Looks like he's conscious, but I'm not sure what's happened.
I'm curious if it's, and I don't know that I want to speculate too much here, but
Well,
but we have had, and we'll tell you that we do have the finest. He's in the finest of hands in terms of the trainers and whatnot. He is coming off the field, and let's see. It does appear. I think it's the number 8 who is, and then we have to do a conversion here because I only have first names. It's Sean, and it's Sean McKenzie. I know Stewie. I think. Let's see. Stu Nickel. He's the only guy I would recognize. He's 54. He's the little Scottish guy.
What's the Scottish guy doing playing an Australian game in America?
Well, it's funny because I think he has his accent is half Scottish, half Australian, half American.
That's 1.5.
I know. Sometimes logic's a 4-letter word. Underway once again as the ball gets kicked inside 50 off the fingertips of Fitteru, who gets knocked down. Goff is putting things in, and he gets the call.
I love the way he goes about it.
Really does.
Yeah, that Swans guy. Goff, is it?
Goff for the Hawks, yeah.
Oh, who's
but for the
guy
Swan?
Fullback?
We'll get him in a moment. But yeah, he does really good at the footy.
Yeah.
So here is Fitteru once again. He has one. He sends this one on its way. Distance shouldn't be an issue.
He's a nice kick.
He is a great kick, and he's had 2 in a row. And the Hawks extend their lead on the Watch AFL scoreboard. It's Philadelphia 15, Chicago 6. The Hawks 2 goals, 3-15. Chicago 1 straight 6.
Well, now they're making use of that breeze, aren't they? And they need to make use of it and be 2 or 3 goals up at least at halftime.
And he's a guy in Alex Fitteru. In fact, he's been around so long. I played alongside him at one point. He is a good sneaky forward option. But on a day like today, he's going to be their main target, and it's just going to be a matter of the Swans shutting him down. Ball back in the middle once again, and that one is one out of the ruck by the Hawks, going back to go forward. Hinchin saw it go off of it. He almost did a rainbow. This is John Hinchin who throws that one on the right, deep into the forward line. It'll roll, it'll bounce, it'll skip. It's rolling. Going to be picked up, almost picked up there by one of the Hawks. Could have been a pushing it back, and it is. They're going to get a free kick right in front.
Bit clumsy. He loves a bit of contact, that Chicago fullback.
Absolutely.
Stay out of his way.
And we'll have, again, another injury down. This is, of course, the 3rd game that these teams have played over the course of this weekend. And the winner of this game will be playing a 4th at 1 p.m. That'll be for the D3 Premiership.
Well, it's worthwhile to keep cracking in, I would say.
Absolutely.
Every time you get a chance to play in a premiership is fantastic. I must admit, the medical facilities here are fantastic. I've been past the tent over there, and they look after people so well.
And another goal. I have 3 as Harry O'Kelly, but I don't think he's I don't know that that's him. But in any event, the Hawks go on to 3-3-21, and their lead is 15 points over the Chicago Swans, 1 straight 6. Philadelphia 21, Chicago 6.
I think the Swans might need to get a number behind the ball here.
Yeah.
They can't cope with the ball coming in so quickly at the moment, so they need a bit more support back there.
I think at this point the idea is to try and put as much as they can behind the footy and basically just try and stop the Hawks from scoring, or at least limit the scoring, and then just say, look, we'll come out in the second half with the wind and just try and run over top of them. We're almost back in the middle of the ground once again. And we're underway as this one is picked out of the air and batched forward. It'll roll. It'll roll. It's a big hop. It goes by Fitteroo out to the near side, picked up, handballs it over. Fitteroo from an odd angle. Surely he couldn't have kicked that one, and he didn't, but it looked pretty good coming off the boot. Through for a behind. So that takes them on the Watch AFL scoreboard to 3 goals 4-22 to 1 straight 6. Philadelphia 22, Chicago 6.
He can sniff a goal, Fitteroo, can't he?
Yeah, he really can.
Yeah,
he's really good. And the Hawks have had a bunch of different forwards come through the line. Jonathan Ginsberg, who unfortunately, finally got to the grand final in 2018, did his knee in the first minute, which was unfortunate. But they went on and won the game, and eased the pain considerably, somewhat, I would hope. Greg Glasgow. There was a time when I toddled in the forward line for the Philadelphia Hawks. I'm not saying I was any good. I just was, out there.
Goal average per game from you?
I played 61 and kicked 7.
All right, don't work out the percentage.
As the ball comes in and the ball went out of bounds first. Here's my thing. Ryan McGettigan, who's playing in the back line now, he was in the half-forward line. I was basically the decoy. So I basically was on the full forward, and the full forward's decision was, does he stay on me and let one of the best forwards in the league have an open shot, or does he leave the unathletic, nerdy kid from Northeast Philly to go after him and leave me wide open?
Obviously, they locked you down.
Yeah,
you kicked 7 goals in 61 games.
Exactly. Listen, I had a 4-goal game in the reserves match once,
and you couldn't repeat it.
I didn't get the playing time, mate. I didn't get the playing time. I kicked a couple. I had a couple. I think the one goal, we'll get to that in a second because we have a game going on and the Hawks are pushing it down once again. Oh, he held on to the footy as 2 Swans went after it. Dunbabin with the handball over the Goff. Goff goes across the body. 2 players waiting there, and that one is kicked again.
No.
Fitteroo. No, it's through for a behind. It went over the line first. He was celebrating. He thought he had it, but the ball went over the line first, so it's just the behind. Everybody got excited, including me, and it goes to 3-5-23.
That would have been his third. He's getting a bit more flamboyant with each goal he kicks.
He really is. Yeah. So watch AFL scoreboard. Philadelphia 23 and Chicago 6 here, 2023 USAFL National Championships. Thanks to Coopers and Tasmanian, and thanks to Gridiron Productions for bringing it to you here. Brian Barish alongside Ron Watt.
I think that was a specky that we couldn't see.
I think it was. I mean, it was definitely a nice catch, a nice catch, a nice mark. Every once in a while, my American kind of shines through.
We sometimes say catch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rubs off a bit on us.
Yeah. Quarterback, bootleg, that sort of thing. As Hinchin took that, and that one goes sailing Christopher Cross style. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a free kick as it's going out on the full.
Yeah, don't rush to bring it back in Chicago. Take your time.
Yep, it's Drew Tyson, who you may have seen skulking the sidelines. He does a little bit of everything. He's taking photography. He's an umpire. He actually played for a time. This is the dedication. So he lives an hour and a half from Philadelphia, and he still comes out and does the events for the club and whatnot. The true dedication was he came to the grand final party and he stayed till the end, which the game here, the grand final ended at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh wow!
And he drove an hour and a half back home to Lancaster, PA. So that's the that's your dedication. If you know you're going to be home at 5 a.m. and you come out to watch the game,
This is part of being a club, isn't it? That involvement.
Yep. And you know, being a little crazy, but that's important too. As the ball comes in the middle of the ground, Chicago, again, worth repeating, winner of this wins Group B, wins Pool B, and will go on to the grand final at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and they'll play the winner of a game happening right now between the North Texas Devils and the Oklahoma Buffaloes. And picking that one up in the middle of the ground. Big kick by John Hinchin. That's going to ride the wind, and that one is just tipped, and everybody goes A over T as the ball stays in play. Goes to handball it out. They've got all sorts of room because all of the Hawks forwards pretty much collected each other, and the ball comes through again to Rob Hinchin. Hinchin chips this one up to the near side, and it's marked a little 1-2 do-si-do over the top, and he slipped and fell and went boom and cleared out on the left foot. That's Worth, who fell over on his face, and it's picked up by, good job. Throw that one onto the left. He made 3 bloods miss, and the mark is taken by Johnny Hinchin. It's like a whirling dervish out there.
Yeah, I think the Swans players are all getting drawn to the contest now, and the Hawks are getting them on the outside, so they just need to hold a bit of position here.
He's going to pay that. Good mark in the defense by... We have to do the and that is that. So, a very entertaining first 20 minutes of footy here in this Division III men's match. The score, it's the Philadelphia Hawks 3-5-21, and the Chicago Swans 1 straight 6. Some halftime thoughts from AFL Coaches Association's Ron Watt.
Well, the Swans got off to a great start, but couldn't quite continue their work rate, and I think as the quarter went on, the Swans got a bit tired and just started to collapse in around the contest, and the Hawks got them on the outside. And your key forward up the front,
Federer,
he could take this game apart. He is a very classy player.
He really is. And the question is how they're gonna do offensively against the wind. And Chicago's got to take advantage of it. It's still anyone's game. It's a 17-point difference. Still anyone's game, you'd think.
Yeah, you would think so, but I'm not sure they got the firepower up forward from what I saw with a few of their entries. But I have been wrong before.
Yeah, that's 90% of my marriage, mate, is just me being wrong. Well, we're going to step aside, come right back for the second half of this one. When we return, you're watching the 2023 USAFL National Championships here on USAFL.com. Back here for the second half of this Division III virtual semifinal. The Philadelphia Hawks leading the Chicago Swans 23-6. Brian Barish alongside Ron Watt. Great to have your company as well. Thanks to Coopers and Tasmanian for sponsoring this tournament, as well as all the other stuff happening. The umpire is ready, and so are we. 20 more minutes to determine who will go to the grand final. As the ball gets knocked out of the middle, left-footed kick by the Hawks as they are pumping it forward. Drops in front. They are kicking into the breeze here in the second half, and this one will go sailing, and the umpire pretends that she is landing over at Sarasota Airport, and we'll have a free kick to the Hawks on the half-forward flank on the left side. That's going to be the key, though, is you have to harness this, because it will – you think, all right, you're just going to be able to kick it down, but if you do kick it even like an iota off the side of the foot, it's going to spray.
Yeah. The wind is pushing one end, but pushing right across the ground, so it's a tricky one if you put it up in the air too high.
Wasn't 15 meters. This one is sent in. Oh, contest there. Goff was in there, and 3 red jumpers trying to clear this one out. Goes out to the far side, and the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
They look threatening up there, the Hawks.
They really do. They look like they look like the 2012 through 14 edition Hawthorne Hawks. Out to the near side, maybe somewhat.
Well, somewhat, yes.
Yeah. That 2008 grand final is what made me become a Hawks supporter.
Oh, please.
I forgot
I
who
was coaching at the Cats then, and I nearly lost my job.
I'm sorry. I literally forgot who I was talking to for a second. I'm sorry.
I don't think you're sorry at all.
No, I am. No, I'm genuinely sorry. I told you, I'm not here to make enemies. As the ball goes out to the near side.
Oh, that was well roved off
really
the pack.
was.
Yeah.
Ball is in front. It's loose. There's like 5 players in front for the Hawks, and the Swans trying to get it out. It goes in front, trying to bang it home. Big tackle by David Lamb, and he's gonna get. Is he gonna pay it? Yes. David on the Lamb.
They're feeling the pressure, the Swans.
And the rugby and Gaelic player in David Lamb. He says he loves playing both, but he just loves the idea of hitting. Well, let's see how well he can kick. And kicks it right into the contest on the mark, but then tries to go after the footy. And go cleared but not out. Swans able to escape out to the near side. Almost took the mark. Ball goes to ground. Goes and picks this one up. Handball up over into the pocket. Fitteroo looking for his third.
He can only see the goals now.
Yeah, he really can.
Yeah.
Somebody alert the Sarasota Zoo, because there's a Shankopotamus on the loose. Yeah, you're right. He has the notion. He really now he has those two, and he's like, I know I'm going to get a third.
Yeah, you can see when there's a contest, he just slips out to the side of the contest, and the ball spills out to him. He's a very smart player, and Chicago have to man him up. They can't let him just sit outside the contest.
Goes to ground. And everybody goes down mushroom farming, and we'll have a ball up on the left wing position. Philadelphia leads 23-6. Again, winner of this match will play either North Texas or Oklahoma in the D3 Grand Final. He's going to run on, slaloms through, throws that onto the right around the wind. Oh, it just stayed out to the right. And it's through for a behind. There's the first score of this second half. Watch AFL scoreboard. It's Philadelphia 24 and Chicago 6.
I love it when someone's brave enough to run and carry the ball and take the opposition on and find a way through the contest. Get you an extra 10 or 15 metres, especially against that breeze. So well done.
You know, one thing we're seeing that more in the women's game, which is exciting.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Oh, I was watching New York and Houston just before, and it was one of the hardest games I've seen for a long, long time.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Listen, if you don't feel at home, all the seagulls flying around makes it feel like the G a little bit, right?
It does. We need to put some wires up over the top of this ground.
Throw in a couple of big seat around, some more seats around. Throw up a couple of the big screens, and
yeah, it's very similar. I can see where your comparison.
Yeah,
is
right.
Yeah.
If we start holding a guess the attendance contest, that sort of thing. You know,
Yeah.
got to make you feel at home, mate.
There was a great crowd here yesterday.
Yeah, there really was.
There would have been 3,000 people here at one stage, I would have thought.
Oh yeah, Finn. Yeah, absolutely. And wait in about 5-6 hours when everybody's games stop, when we only have games on 1 or 2 fields, and the beer tent is all filled up. Chicago now with the opportunity, as they haven't really had a chance to harness the wind, and the ball is turned over. So they'll go back, chip this one up over the top, marked by Dunbabin. Ollie Dunbabin sends this one inside 50, marking contest in front, bounces away, goes to pick this one up, and the ball goes down, gets knocked backwards over the back. As the ball gets down, Lamb again trying to sift through defenders, and it looks like they're doing one of those like inboard handball drills that you see on the training ground. Unfortunately, they're not getting any sort of distance gathered as the ball goes to ground. Lamb bumped. He looked like a hippo bouncing off a moon bounce there as the ball goes, almost stays in play, and in fact does. Grubbered off the ground. The ball in the last minute or so has moved all of about 4 meters, and the mark is taken by Ollie Dunbabin.
Just another Hawk sitting outside the contest. They're keeping their shape around the contest well, just keeping a bit of width with the guys who are on the fat side of the ground, giving them an option. So they're playing a good brand of football, the Hawks.
Dunbabin's kick has gone behind the stick, and on the Watch AFL scoreboard, that takes them on to 3-7-25. At least that's what it's supposed to be. Or they did give him a point, right?
That's a point, yeah.
That is a point. So 3-7-25 to 1 straight 6. I thought the last one was a point too. So I have 25-6 is what we have here. And Philly, again, on the attack, goes into the corner, goes into the pocket, trying to pick that one up. It's going to take 2 tries, goes to the ground, and goes high up in the middle. And the ball goes out. It comes out to the near side. Dunbabin goes in the middle of the ground, handballs it in, looks, drop the pill. 2 players were there, handballs it in. Dunbabin will line up, sprays it off to the side. Who's waiting? Marks! No! Almost taken by Federu. He had it for a split second, but there's the second chance, and it's through for a goal. And there is a workmanlike goal by the Philadelphia Hawks, and that is one against the breeze, and they have not let up the pressure at all. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it goes to 4-7-31 to 1 straight 6. It's 31-6 Philadelphia, and you can see that their forward line is doing a great job of hemming it in, and that's what the difference has been against the wind.
Yeah, Federu just looks like he's likely every time it comes down there. But I'll tell you, number 30, who's playing here on the wing for the Hawks, he was crucial in helping to maintain that ball inside 50 there with a couple of blocks and contests to assist the Hawks to keep the ball inside, and then they finish up getting a goal. So well done, number 30.
I have Daniel Pasquarello, but I don't know if they changed the numbers from yesterday because they were wearing the Virginia Lions jumpers yesterday. So I don't know if they've changed the numbers as this one's come up over the top. Big tackle in there. That I think is, I thought that was Darren Green, number 12 from Virginia, who sends this one forward, does it in, but right into the shins, sending that left one right back from whence it came.
Here's our man.
Here he is. Here's Federu. Has it. He gets away from one defender, goes back to Chris Goff. Goff, oh, great smother, but the ricochet bounces high up in the air. Dunbabin is there. He's going to reach after it, try to grab it with one hand. Shoved out of the way there, and now cleared out by the Swans. Up the far side, it'll one hop. Good contest by Chicago, sending this one into the top of the 50-meter arc, out to the near side now, and it'll roll, it'll skip, it'll hop, going after it. He picks that one up almost on one hand, and the ball has gone out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in right in front of Ron Watt and yours truly.
Hey, what do you think about Federu being compared to Tony Modra?
He has a little bit. He looks a little bit like Godra. He has that. He has that look, not only just like physicality wise, but also just in how he plays.
Yeah.
Well, we have Grant Campbell from Austin, who was referred to as the Peter Dacos of the USAFL. So there's that. Nice mark, and he's going to run on and play quickly, but it's a good job by the Swans to come back in defense. Picking this one up from an odd angle. No, he didn't kick this one. No! His nickname might be Modra by the end of this.
Oh, yes, he's walking back with chest out just like Modra did too. He's playing a very good game, this guy.
Kick on the way. It is dead center. Perfect. Goal to Alex Fitteru and the Philadelphia Hawks. And they are flying away with this one, looking to make yet another grand final on the Watch AFL scoreboard. They go to 5-7-37. Chicago one straight 6. It's 37-6.
I'll tell you the thing that's really surprised me with the improvement, because I haven't been for 4 or 5 years to the Nationals, is the ability for players to give quick hands. So they're under pressure and they're able to find a way out of congestion with quick hands. So well done to all the coaches who are getting that happening.
Yeah, really, and yeah, I think the quality and the standard have really gone up over the last couple of years, all across the board. Like even the teams that are on, I guess, the lower echelon of things, they are improving, and especially there's a lot of local recruiting that these clubs do. And remembering, of course, if you're watching maybe from Australia, remember that at least 50% of the players on the field have to be what we determine to be nationals, or essentially local players or Americans. Good spoil out the back. And they'll come up to the near side now. He's going to throw this one in up over the top, but it drops in front of, it ricochets off, and he fell. He was... That was rough. He was running. He was didn't really have his feet, but it's a turnover. And here come the Swans. Their first attempt inside 50 of this second half. Ball goes into the pocket. It bounces out of bounds, and it'll be a boundary throw-in. But they've entered the chat in the second half.
That's an awful feeling when you're stumbling and you know you can't stop yourself and you're going to fall over, and you've got the whole field in front of you.
Yeah. It's strange. It's strange at how. You have how nothing seems to work all together at the same time. And this one is cleared out and goes up high. It'll bounce in the middle of the ground. Picked up by Ollie Dunbabin, who sends this one deep. Chicago has 2 players back. The Hawks have 3. He's able to get this one free. Swings it out to the far side. Did he take that on his own? I think he caught his own.
It looked like it was a mark to me.
That was like a rugby play. It was like Gary Owen as the ball comes out in the middle of the ground and slapped down and goes around. This one is sent through by Goff. And Mark Toad, he got legged afterwards.
A courageous mark, that
one. Where Angels fear to tread. And he'll go back to have a crack. And one more goal here, and you think that might be all she wrote.
There's no limit to the bravery I've seen this weekend.
No.
Oh, my God.
No, the enterprise for the footy has been really second to none. Right into the man on the mark, though, so all that slowly falls apart, and it's going to be holding the man against John Hinchin, so it will be a free kick to the Swans.
Umpiring's been very good.
Yes, across the board.
Yes, absolutely.
It really, really has been, and that's something that I'm not really surprised at, because really all the way around it's been pretty great. Ball up on the far side, and it's going to be ball, and Chicago's going to get it. So they have the footy now, and they have on the wing position on the intense side of the field, because there are people over there intense. Ball comes back up now as this one is hit. And Dunbabin got him high. Ring around the collar, hole wash clean. Remember those commercials? As the ball's on the far side.
I don't. No.
No, I was going to say, I think that was an American thing. I'm talking out to the crowd there, so
okay.
they can hear us now. As the ball's up on the far side, and the mark is taken by Chicago. Starting to play a little bit better now, the Swans.
Might be too late, I think.
Yeah, I think
we're well over halfway now.
Yeah, we are, and the ball is going to get picked up now, and that one is grubbered off the ground, but marked by Ryan McGettigan. And the man will play this one out to the left side, and it is marked nicely. He'll play on, all sorts of room around him. 2-on-1, nice mark. Great job by Chris Goff to get in front of the 2 guys of the 2 defenders. He sends this one up high in the air, out of the reach of Hinchin. Just soccered on there by Green, taken sideways now as the ball comes up, looking for it, and finally picks that one off a blade of grass, was taken down almost right at the knee level, hands it back to Worth. Worth sends this one in on the way. There he is. Did he get a hand on it? No, he didn't. It's a goal to DJ Worth. And that might be the cherry on top of the delicious sundae that is this game. And that's the only time I'll say delicious in the context of footy, because I'm not Bruce McAvaney.
How do you think Modric, just for a moment, thought, I'm going to jump on this guy's shoulders?
You could tell he thought about it for like a split second, but I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise it would have been, probably would have got a hand on it.
Well, would have been a good look, a good mark.
Oh, would have been a great. And Jerry
What do you
Long,
think his mates would have said?
oh, it definitely would have said. He would have gotten around. Get around me, mate. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, 6-7-43, and Chicago won straight 6, and the Hawks look destined for another grand final. It would be their third grand final in 5 seasons. They won alongside Arizona. Here's a mark in 2021. They defeated Ohio Valley in 2018. Before that, they lost to Sacramento in 2014. And the last time they were in a D3 grand final was when they won it over Milwaukee back in 2002 rather.
That was an amazing bunch of statistics, and I will tell everyone that you didn't even have a note when you reeled them off either.
Not at all. Well, every once in a while, I need to double check myself, because there is the possibility of being too overconfident.
Are you ever overconfident?
No.
Now, what's happening here? Are they having a goal review?
I think they're having a chat, and let's see. We will see one flag, so that is a behind. So one more point on the Watch AFL scoreboard. That takes them on to 6-8-44. Chicago won straight 6. It's 44-6. Philadelphia the lead. And the Hawks looking again to make the grand final. Again, playing alongside the Virginia Lions, who were with them last year. Darren Green was the only member of the Lions in 2021 that was at Nationals. He played with them. That one is knocked down in front. They're trying to clear that one out. It's some dangerous play. And unfortunately, the Hawks are swarming upon it as that one got shoved down. No call. I think it could have gone either way. And we'll have a ball up dead in front. And we have another whistle. But the Hawks really, I mean, it's clear they're the better team just simply because, against the wind as they kick another one.
They're not even excited. Oh, no, it's a point.
Yeah, it's old hat. Well, it is a point. So on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 6-9-45 to no score. So 45-0. And I think when you're up 45-0, you really can't get upset about too many things. But, kicking 9 behinds from 15 scoring shots, you'd like to see them be a little bit more efficient.
Well, you're a hard taskmaster, but it could cost you a premiership.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that you have to treat your opponent. It doesn't matter what level they are. You have to treat them as if it's the best team you've played, because if you let off your foot off the pedal, you could find yourself on the other end of it. Oh, what a goal!
Nice.
Oh, it's party time. It's party time. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, that is their 7th goal. They go to 7-9-51.
Now, we'll make an observation here.
Yeah.
I've given plenty of praise to all types of play here over the weekend and courage. But I think the biggest improvement that people in general need here is having an ability to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Too often they go in head first.
Mm-hmm.
And don't quite understand how to turn the body, and I think that's the next big evolution here, learning how to protect yourself and control the ball at the same time.
Well, especially on the women's side, where we have a number of the umpires come around and basically teach them how to tackle and also how to take a hit, because that takes a lot, especially if you have a football background, a gridiron background. There's a certain way that you're taught to tackle, and that I think is the thing. I'm not gonna Aussie rules. The hitting is a lot different. It's not as violent and as vicious. It's still hard hitting, but you have to be a little bit smarter about how you tackle. Right out in front as the wind starts to pick up a little bit. This one drops in front. Federer wanted a call. He isn't going to get it. Again, they try to play soccer. It goes through, but it's gone behind, and another minor score. So Watch AFL scoreboard, 7-10-52 to 1 straight 6, and now the wind is whipping through the commentary position, and It'll be interesting to see. I don't think it'll affect this game much, but it'll be interesting to see how it affects the next couple of games that are coming up.
Oh, I'm sure it'll have an impact as the day goes on if it stays this strong. But in general, the teams here have both handled it pretty well.
Yeah, they really have.
Coming towards the end of the game here, less than a minute to go, I'd say.
Yep, up on the far side now, and they have the footy, and the ball's going out of bounds. Boundary throw-in will occur. The Philadelphia Hawks look to be ticketed to the D3 Grand Final for the third time in 5 seasons. And there it is. I think, well, there was a whistle, or rather a hooter. It's a question of whether or not they heard it or not, or whether it is not even our field. But the way the wind's blowing, the sound is traveling this way.
Yes, so the umpires may not have heard it. Yeah, it's blowing.
Well,
again.
something's blowing. Well, the question is whether or not this will count. I mean, it's all academic in the final, but there it is. And ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Hawks and the Virginia Lions will be playing for the Division III Men's Premiership in a few hours' time. They are winners here on Sunday morning. And the final score, it's the Philadelphia Hawks, 7 goals, 10 behinds, 52 points. And the Chicago Swans, 1 straight 6. Good play by both sides, but the Hawks, especially in the second half against the wind, they were just too good, and Wade did a very good job of clamping things down.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really entertaining game, and it was an enjoyable game to watch, even though there was quite a gap in the scores. The Swans didn't give up at any stage, but the Hawks were just a little bit smarter with the way they positioned themselves to get the ball off the contest. So well done, Hawks, and maybe there's another premiership to go back home to Philadelphia.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens. And then, of course, they'll play the winner of the North Texas-Oklahoma game, which we will find out, I'm sure, soon enough in terms of what the result is. But we'll find out in a little bit of time. And we'll tell you that the next game here on Cooper's Field will be, let's see, we're at 10 o'clock. Everything's an hour ahead because it's different. We've got Men's Division II. It's another semifinal as the Sacramento Suns take on the DC Eagles. Over on Field 2 with Pat Machado and company, it's the Seattle Grizzlies and Baltimore Dockers. That's the other semifinal in Division II. Ron Watt, thank you so much for joining us for this particular match. You're going to stick around, I think, for one more?
I think I'm going to watch the Houston game.
Oh, you're going to watch the Houston game, right?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
But you'll be back. But you'll be back later. No, Mac's going to come and sit with what's his name. You'll be back later.
You just tell me when I need to be here.
I think noon. I think is what we decided. Something like
Okay.
that. We'll talk about it off mic. But anyway, that'll do it for this match. We'll be back with more from the USAFL Nationals 2023 from Lakewood Ranch. Thanks to Coopers. Thanks to Tasmanian, and thanks to George Harrison. While we're at it, you're watching it right here on USAFL.com.